Attention passionate Baltimore, Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Baltimore, RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you already know that the Baltimore Ravens are right in the middle of a whirlwind of rumors and potential moves that could reshape not only their future, but also the entire AFC North. And trust me, what's happening right now is nothing short of historic. It's the kind of news that gets every Ravens fan excited, nervous, and hopeful all at once. So buckle up, because I'm about to break down what might be one of the most significant trade talks we've seen in recent years, centered around none other than Max Crosby, the Raiders' relentless pass rusher, and how this could turn the tide for Baltimore. Let's start with the context. The Ravens, as many of you know, have been dealing with a pretty rough season so far. Sitting at 1-5 in the AFC North, they've faced a barrage of injuries on their defensive front, especially among their edge rushers. Tavius Robinson, who was showing promise early on, suffered a broken foot in Week 4 and has been out indefinitely. Odafe Oweh, another key piece, was recently traded to the Chargers in what many saw as a move to shake things up and rebuild for the future, but that also left a significant gap on Baltimore's pass rush. The team has been struggling to generate pressure, and it's reflected in their defensive stats, allowing around 28 points per game, and missing that ferocious edge presence that makes the Ravens' defense so feared historically. Here's where it gets really interesting. Word from sources close to the league, including Adam Schefter, is that Baltimore is actively exploring a blockbuster move, potentially trading for Max Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: Crosby. Isn't he a Raider through and through? Well, yes, but the NFL is a business, and sometimes teams make moves that are surprising but strategic, especially when their season isn't going as planned. The Raiders, currently sitting at 1-5 themselves, are in a total rebuild mode. After a disappointing start, they're looking to free up cap space, about $20 million, and gather some draft capital to build around their young quarterback Gardner Minshew, who's been struggling with a 54% completion rate, just 3 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. That's a rough stat line, and it's clear the Raiders are prioritizing youth and future assets over immediate competitiveness. As for the Ravens, acquiring Crosby could be a game-changer. This isn't just about adding a player, it's about transforming their entire pass rush. Crosby, a multiple-time All-Pro since being drafted in the 4th round in 2019, has been a dominant force. Just last year, he amassed 7 sacks and 40 pressures in just 6 games, ranking among the top pass rushers in the league with a PFF grade of 92.6, placing him firmly in the top 3 at the edge position. His career stats are impressive: 68 sacks, 16 forced fumbles, and over 380 tackles, and he consistently wreaks havoc in the backfield, with a pass rush win rate of around 24%. That's elite production, especially when you consider his ability to generate pressure and force quarterbacks into uncomfortable throws. And Crosby isn't just a one-year wonder. His career trajectory shows sustained excellence. His 2025 season was particularly notable, with 7 sacks and a high-pressure rate, and his ability to win bull rushes with raw power makes him a nightmare for any offensive line. Plus, he's been remarkably healthy in recent seasons, avoiding major injuries in 2025 after a limited 14-game campaign in 2024 due to an ankle injury. His stats and impact are clear. He's a disruptive force that can elevate any defense, and pairing him with a player like Roquan Smith could create a havoc tandem that offenses will struggle to handle. Now, let's talk about what's in the package. The rumors suggest that Baltimore would be offering a second-round pick in 2026, conditional, along with linebacker Adisa Isaac, who is currently on IR with a dislocated elbow. For the Raiders, this is a significant deal. They're clearing about $10 million in cap space with this trade, which is vital given their current cap situation. They're also focusing on youth, extending players like Malcolm Kuntz and building for the future. The Raiders, as many of you know, have been allowing around 31 points per game this season, and their pass rush has been underwhelming, with an average of just 4-5 sacks per game. They're clearly in a phase of tearing down and rebuilding. For Baltimore, this move could be revolutionary. Think about it. Crosby, as a relentless force, could instantly boost their pressure rate from around 30% to nearly 48%, dramatically increasing their ability to sack quarterbacks and disrupt offensive rhythm. Pairing him with Roquan Smith, who is already a tackling machine and a leader on that side of the ball, creates a tandem that could make opposing offenses think twice. Crosby's presence alone could elevate the entire defense, forcing quarterbacks to hold onto the ball longer and giving the secondary more opportunities to make plays. In fact, his addition could be the missing piece that transforms the Ravens' defense from middle of the pack to one of the league's most feared. And let's not forget how this impacts Lamar Jackson. With Crosby rushing the passer, Lamar might see less pressure in the backfield, allowing him to stay in the pocket longer, improve his completion percentage, and avoid unnecessary scrambles. Crosby's ability to generate pressure, averaging 2.4 QB hits per game in 2025, means less chaos for Lamar, more time to read the field, and potentially a more efficient offense. This could mean a significant shift in how the Ravens approach their upcoming games, especially against division rivals who have already shown they're capable of putting up points. Now, I want to highlight some numbers. Crosby's impact on the Raiders' defense last year was staggering, adding approximately 160 pressures to the team's total, which is a huge boost. If he joins Baltimore, projections suggest he could add around 9 to 10 sacks per season, with a noticeable increase in team pressure rate and quarterback hits. This isn't just about individual stats, it's about transforming the entire defensive identity. And considering his career averages, plus a WAR wins above replacement of +4.6, Crosby is a player who can truly elevate the team around him. His ability to win bull rushes, combined with his power and technique, makes him one of the most complete pass rushers in the league today. Of course, this isn't just about the immediate impact. The Ravens are looking ahead, and a move like this signals their intent to contend seriously. The AFC North is no longer just a division where Baltimore can coast on reputation. It's a battleground with fierce competition from the Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. Adding Crosby would send a message that Baltimore is serious about re-establishing dominance, especially after a rough start to the season. And with the trade deadline approaching on November 4th, the pressure is mounting for the Ravens' front office to make a bold move. On the other side, the Raiders' decision to trade Crosby is a clear sign they're prioritizing future picks and cap flexibility. They're already working on a rebuild, and moving Crosby, who has been a cornerstone of their pass rush, allows them to focus on developing young talent and accumulating draft capital. The trade could be viewed as a strategic reset for Vegas, aiming to build a more sustainable team over the next few seasons, even if it means sacrificing some immediate pass-rushing prowess. Looking at the broader picture, this trade could have ripple effects across the league. The Ravens, with Crosby, could see their odds of making a deep playoff run improve significantly. Bookmakers have already adjusted the Super Bowl odds for Baltimore, moving from +10.0 to around +4.0, highlighting how much faith the betting community now has in their potential to contend. Crosby's presence in the playoffs, especially given his postseason experience, averaging 2.5 sacks per playoff game, makes him a nightmare for quarterbacks in high-pressure situations. His ability to step up in big moments could be the difference-maker in a tight postseason race. Now, I want you all to imagine this scenario. Lamar Jackson, with less pressure on him, more protection, and an elite pass rusher like Crosby rushing from the other side, becomes even more dangerous. The Ravens' offense could unlock new levels, and their defense could become a nightmare for opponents. The AFC North, already known for its physicality and tough defenses, would get even tougher with this addition. It's the kind of move that could propel Baltimore back into serious Super Bowl contention, especially if they can fix some of their remaining weaknesses on offense and special teams. But remember, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL. The trade still needs to be finalized, and there are hurdles to overcome: contract negotiations, cap considerations, and the Raiders' willingness to part with Crosby. Still, the signs point to a strong possibility that we'll see this blockbuster happen before the deadline. And if it does, it could be one of those moves that define a franchise's season and perhaps even their decade. In conclusion, Ravens fans, what do you think about this potential trade? Are you excited about the idea of Crosby in purple and black? Do you believe it's the missing piece for a Super Bowl run? Or do you think the price is too high? Whatever your thoughts, I want to hear from you in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Baltimore Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest news from Baltimore. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and let's see what the future holds for our beloved team. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Baltimore Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news.